Bank of Canada just changed the mortgage game again. Not because rates moved, but because uncertainty is now the headline. In this video, you're gonna learn exactly when variable makes sense, when fixed makes sense, and the simple checklist to choose the right mortgage without guessing, timing the market, or getting trapped later. Let's go. Right now, a lot of Canadians are staring at the same question. Do I go fixed or do I go variable? And what makes this harder is what we've all lived through over the last few years. I know I lived it. Variable rates move fast, real fast. Payments shocked the shit out of people, and a lot of homeowners got burned big time. So now, even though variable is back in the conversation, most people are hesitant, and the hesitation makes total sense. But here's the problem. Most people, they're asking the wrong question. They're asking which rate is lower. That's not the decision. The real decision is which mortgage fits my life, my risk tolerance, and my next move. So let's break this down in the simplest way possible. No rate talk, no predictions, just plain old strategy. First, let's get clear on what fixed and variable actually mean in real life. A fixed mortgage means your rate stays the same, your payment stays the same. You're paying for certainty. You know exactly what's going to come out of your bank account every month. That stability matters to a lot of people. A variable mortgage means your rate's going to move with the Bank of Canada's policy rate. When rates go down, your mortgage benefits. When rates go up, you're going to feel it. But even here, most people miss a very important detail. Not all variable mortgages are made equal. There are two main types that matter. There's adjustable payment and then there's static payment. An adjustable payment variable means that when rates change, your payment changes. Rates go down, payments go down. Rates go up, your payment's going to go up. A static payment variable means that your payment's going to stay the same, but what changes is how much is going to go to interest versus principal. When rates rise, more of your payment goes to interest. When rates fall, the opposite, more goes to principal. This matters more than most people realize because during the last rate cycle, a lot of homeowners weren't paying down principal at all for a long stretch. Now that rates have come down a bit from the peak pricing, those same homeowners are finally making principal payments again. And that's a good thing. But you need to know which version you're in because variable by itself doesn't tell the whole story. Now, let's talk about the biggest mistake people make here. They think this is a decision about timing the market. It's not. You're not betting on where rates are going to go next month. You're choosing how much uncertainty you're willing to live with. If rate headlines stress you out, if payment changes would keep you up at night, fixed may be the smarter move for you, even if it's not the cheapest on paper. And that's not a failure. That's a good strategy. On the flip side, if you have a strong cash flow position, you have flexibility, or you have emotional discipline, variable can be a powerful tool, but only if you understand the risk. If this breakdown is already helping you think more clearly about your mortgage, hit that subscribe button. I put out videos like this to help you make smarter decisions without the noise. Now, let's get into the part that actually costs people money, penalties. Most homeowners don't think about penalties until it's too late. They focus on the rate today, then life changes. They move, they upsize, they downsize, they divorce, they refinance, and that's when the penalty shows up. Variable mortgages usually have a simpler penalty. It's often 3 months simple interest, boom. Fixed mortgages are different. They're usually the greater of 3 months interest or this long ass interest rate calculation. That second calculation is where people get crushed because it can turn into a very large number very quickly. So here's a simple rule. If there's any chance that you're going to sell or restructure before the term ends, penalty, that risk matters more than the rate. This is why variable can make sense in certain situations, not because it's cheaper, but because it gives you an exit, a clear exit. Now, let's address a common idea that people have. I'll just go variable now and lock in to fixed later when rates rise. Sure, many lenders allow you to convert from a closed variable into a fixed without a penalty, but that doesn't mean it's free. It doesn't mean it's a free option. By the time that you feel nervous enough to make that call to the bank, fixed rates may already be higher. So if one scary headline would make you panic, variable probably isn't right for you. Variable works best when you commit to the strategy, not when you treat it like a temporary gamble. Now let's talk about the part that actually helps you get ahead, prepayment. Prepayment is extra money you're allowed to put on your mortgage without being penalized. This is how you would shave years off of your mortgage. There's normally two main forms, lump sum payments and either increasing your regular payment or doubling up the payment. Most lenders will allow between 10 to 20% lump sum prepayments per year, but the rules vary. And here's the trap. Some deeply discounted mortgages, like the ones you'll see online, quietly reduce or remove these privileges. You get a great rate, but you lose flexibility. So if your goal is to pay off your mortgage faster, the product's going to matter more than the rate. This is especially important if your income isn't perfectly predictable. If you receive bonuses, if you're paid on commissions, or you have irregular income, you want a mortgage that lets you attack the balance when money comes in. Now, portability, this one gets overlooked all the time. We won't spend a ton of time on it, but portability means you can move your mortgage from one home to another without breaking it. Most major lenders offer this, but not all products do. And there are rules. Usually your sale and purchase need to close within a small, specific window. You miss that window and you can be forced to break the mortgage, paying the penalty. So always ask one question before you sign. If we move before the term ends, can we port this mortgage? And what are the exact rules around it? Now, let's zoom out and connect this to what the BOC said last week. They held the policy rate, no big surprise, but they were clear about one thing. Uncertainty is elevated and the next move is hard to predict. That means certainty still has value and flexibility still has value. This isn't about being right, it's about being prepared. If you're watching this and you feel stretched despite a good income, this is exactly why strategy matters. Your mortgage is one of the biggest levers that you have, not just for your payments, but for stress, for cash flow, for flexibility. So here's the framework I want you to use. Think in three buckets. We have certainty, we have flexibility, and we have speed. Certainty is about sleep. If payment stability matters most, fixed can be the right choice. Flexibility, it's about life changes. If there's a real chance you move or restructure, penalty risk matters. Speed is about how aggressively you want to kill the mortgage. That's where the prepayment privileges matter most. Now, I want you to do one thing for me. Drop a comment below and tell me if you're leaning fixed, variable, or still undecided. I read the comments and it helps shape future videos. Here's the big takeaway. Most people don't lose because they picked fixed instead of variable. They lose because they picked a mortgage that didn't match their life. It never did. A smart mortgage strategy gives you options. It protects your cash flow and it lets you move when life changes. Once you're done with this one, check out last week's video where I break down why everyone is leaving Vancouver.